Hey YouTube, how's it going? Retro Dave Nintendo back with another video. Hope everyone is well. It's a nice sunny Sunday afternoon. Got a few hours spare, so I thought I'd throw out another video. Today we've got 7 box complete NES games to show you. 4 of which are cart upgrades, so games I've owned before, and 3 are new additions for games that I've never owned before. So we'll probably start on those. I think we'll start with a new one. So one of them's PAL, and all the other games, all other 6 games are US NTSC. So first up, we've got again a great side-scrolling kind of beat 'em up with some like level up progressing elements. So it's kind of like not a RPG, but it's kind of like you level up your character and with weapons and stuff like that. And it is Street Gangs, also known as River City Ransom in the US. So this is the PAL version. They've changed the name, and the artwork's different as well. So I'll show you. We've got a couple of tiny little marks on it, but other than that, it is in really nice nick. Bit of a bump on the edge, but like I say, it is hard to find these in new condition. So again, I think this is one I've only played on an emulator before. Again, I've never owned it, and yeah, I really like it. It's kind of the same, the art style, the characters are the same looking as like the Nintendo World Cup football game. That's kind of that kind of sprite animation. They look just the same as that. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see that. How good this focus is in this front camera, but you see what I mean. The characters look like the characters out of Nintendo World Cup. But no, it's a decent game for what I've played so far. So I shall be sinking some more time to this one. Again, it's a new edition that I'm yet to really sit down and play. So that is Street Gangs. Right, the next new edition, this one's got a bit of a story to it. Classic arcade game. Yeah, really old. I think this is early 80s. I'm sure I think this is maybe 86, 87. It says 85 on the back of the box. But yeah, very early game, and that is Gallagher, Demons of Death. Classic vertical shooter in the arcades, and then ported over to the NES. Decent port. Really like this one. Again, this was again, hay fever's killing me. I apologise for the constant nose itching. This was in absolute mint condition until Customs decided to, I guess I can only assume, rip this out of the packaging box that it was sent in. So it was sent in a flat rate, standard flat rate parcel box. There's little white, like the size of video case boxes, and I assume that they've ripped it open and they've forced it out at an angle to inspect it prior to repackaging it. And unfortunately, that is the result of their manhandling. There's a crease and a tear there, and it really did piss me off when I saw that. And I contacted the seller, you know, and they obviously said, well, they packaged it okay, you know, customers have done it. I know technically, you know, it's the seller's responsibility until it comes to your door on the condition. I did start a case to send it back, and I thought, well, it's taken me long enough to find one in this condition. And to be fair, it's got everything in there. It's absolutely, all the posters, everything. I just couldn't be asked with trying to send this back, and then I've got to try and find another one, and I'm thinking, oh, can I live with that? I mean, I suppose I can. A little bit disappointed, but to be fair, I've imported hundreds of games, and this is the first time that I've had one come up damaged like that. I've had a couple turn up not as described, and I've had those sorted out, but this is the first time I've had something actually damaged that I can remember. Yeah, so a bit upset about that, but yeah, not a great deal I can do. So, but I'm going to hang on to it. Other than that, I mean, it wasn't very expensive. I think it was only 40 quid, all in delivered. It weren't, you know, the end of the world. But happy with the game. Happy otherwise. Just that one bit of a niggle, that tear there, but what can you do? So that's Gallagher. Next up, quite a big one. This is again in about a 9.5 out of 10. basically mint, and that is Mega Man 6. Now, I'm not very good at Mega Man games, and I never had them back in the day, but I've had experience with Mega Man 1, 2 and 3, and Mega Man X on the Super Nintendo. And I played this again on an emulator, and I quite like how the detail of the character sprites and the backgrounds are really detailed in this game compared to the early games. I just really enjoyed the big large enemies and how it plays. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to grab it. It's the last Mega Man made on the NES, so the final hurrah really for the Mega Man games on the NES. Not got much experience with this game or the later games, but I just liked it, and I thought, well, I'm going to get a couple of Mega Man games. I've got Mega Man 2 already, which is PAL, but I'm going to upgrade that to a US one because I can't bear the slowdown, and the box is a bit rubbish on my PAL one. So at some point I'll swap that out. But I'll grab this. Again, I'm no good at it. I definitely need some more practice. But as you can see, like the very large enemy sprites and the backgrounds and that, it's really, really cool. How can I get the angle on this one? As you can see, look, it's basically new. I mean, obviously all these are imported from the States. Lovely nick. So yeah, little nick there, but like I say, I'm happy to have a couple of Mega Man games. I don't want the whole set of them. Mega Man 1 is just so annoying, it's so hard. Very unfair. I just haven't got the patience for it, to be honest. So I won't bother getting that one. I'll keep Mega Man 2 and Mega Man 6. So happy with that, and I shall at some point upgrade the second one. Okay, so 4 US games. These are all box upgrades from my loose cartridges. First up, fantastic game. Really, really, really good classic Nintendo game. This is Nintendo all over, and that is Kirby's Adventure. Really fun, really cutesy platformer. Obviously you use Kirby to suck up the enemies and you take their powers, which helps you in the game. Really, really cool. Box art is amazing as well, as you can see. It's almost sucking the cover off of the box. Really, really smart. Again, pardon me, this one's in really, really nice shape. I do try and source the best what I can find. I do pride myself on that. I know some of you probably don't really care about the condition of the game, you just care about the game, but to me it's important. So for those that appreciate it, I'm happy to show you. So yeah, this again is got everything in it. I'm not going to dig it all out, but it's, you know, everything is absolutely perfect. So that is Kirby's Adventure. I've since sold the cartridge on. I've sold all of the other carts on for these already, so they're all gone. So this is Kirby's Adventure. Right, next up, this was a nice cheapie. Had the cartridge was pretty bad. I think I gave the cartridge away. I think I gave it to Kevin Wolford. I think I sent it to him with some other games a few months back. Probably last year, I think now. So finally upgraded it to a box one. Again, it's not an expensive game. But it's RC Pro-Am. Doesn't have to be expensive to be good, of course, as you know. This is a decent little racer. Yeah, just a cool, fun little racing game. Box art's pretty decent as well. I used to actually have a remote control. I used to have a remote control car that looks just like that. Back in the 90s, I used to love it. So I'll just show you that on the front there. Again, just minor edge wear, as to be expected, but other than that, really, really nice shape. And there's the back. So as you can see, it's 4 cars, race around the track. The hardest thing about this game is it's quite like zoomed in, so the corners and stuff come up really, really quick. So you've got to kind of memorise the tracks very early on, because otherwise you'll become a cropper. But yeah, good little game. Highly recommend it. Again, it's not expensive at all. I think this was about 20 quid. So well worth picking up. RC Pro-Am. Next up, classic Battletoads. Now, not the easiest game in the world. Turbo Tunnel is definitely the notorious problem, and that's where I get to turbo tunnel, and then it all goes wrong. But yeah, definitely to sink some more practice into this one. Again, lovely box, very contrasting, green and purple, and the pink and the yellow. Really, really nice box art. And that's what I miss, you know, all the box art on the games is just fantastic. Very colourful, very eye-catching. Yeah, really good. Really, really good. So just a standard side-scrolling, slash 'em up kind of game. I'm sure most of you know what this is about anyway. This one's got a bit of wear on the top. One of the flaps is literally hanging on by the skin of its teeth. But whatever, I knew it was like that when I bought it, but it's got everything in there. Poster, manual, the lot, everything's complete. All my games that I'm buying are complete. So that is Battletoads. Last up, bit of a hidden gem. This one, highly recommend you can try it out if you can. It's a US, I think it's US only. It's definitely not in PAL. Not sure if it got a Famicom release or not, but I'm going to hedge my bets that it's a US only copy, and that is the classic Konami Jackal. Again, arcade port, done a good job as far as I can tell from what I've played of it. Really, really good game. You basically have to drive your Jeep, and you have to shoot the enemy bases and rescue the prisoners, and then take them to like the helipad, and obviously without getting attacked on the way. Really, really cool game. Classic top-down Konami action. Again, in really nice nick, and this is a hard game to find box complete. I've had the loose cartridges for a long time, and I've not seen a nice box one come up. And then when this came up, I watched it for a little while, hoping they'd put the price down. Asked them, they refused, and I thought, well, I'm not going to get it anywhere else. I've got to get it from the States. You know, I'm not going to find this in the UK. So yeah, bit the bullet, had to pick it up. I can't remember how much it was now. It was about 70 quid, I think. But yeah, really good game. I'm sorry you can be able to see the screenshots, but you're basically these little jeeps, and you've got like you can shoot. I don't think you can shoot sideways. You can shoot forwards, so you have to kind of like wiggle your way around, and you can rocket the buildings, rescue the prisoners. So, yeah, it's really good, really, really good. Well worth checking out if you've got an emulator or other means to play it. Well worth yeah, well worth your time. So that is Jackal. So that's it. That is all 7 of my NES games. I don't have any others to show you NES wise. I'm only down now to my final 3. So the current status is we've got 3 NES games to upgrade, and they are Cobra Triangle, Excite Bike and Adventure Island 2. So at some point I'll come across them in the condition I want, and I'll pick them up, and that'll be it. That'll be the NES collection done. I've got a few SNES games left to get. I've got some SNES games to the side that I will do in another video, so I'll save that. I won't put any spoilers out there just yet, but yeah, well worth checking out them when they come. I think there's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, there's about half a dozen SNES games to show you, and a couple of really big ones as well, so keep your eye out for that, guys. But for now, take it easy. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed your weekend, and I shall catch you soon in another video. Take it easy, guys.